Hi, I'm basically doing a little bit of a post because I feel bad that I haven't posted in ages. Some of you may recognise this. It's the Gold Exotic Corset. It's in Jill Salon's book. It's on page 51. I was determined that I was going to make a corset with a belt section like this. So I'm giving it a go. I tried to do the pattern myself. I'll show you here. This is what the original pattern looks like, by the way. I'm not going to do too long on that because of people being able to nick the pattern, which isn't mine to give. But here you go. This is the waist panel section, so I can explain the theory. You see the straight line across it? Basically the length of that is the waist. Above and below the waist, if you've got a corset with any shape to it, is going to be bigger, and in order to get that the panel to go around, the length of a curved line is longer than the length of a straight line, so it's curved so that this curved line measures basically measures the distance around the corset that it needs to go. I tried drafting this myself about like 6 times, and I don't know whether or not it's because of the fact I have quite a big hip spring or because of the fact that I'm doing something wrong. It just really was ending up quite extreme. So the top and bottom, the front and back obviously are wider to accommodate for the curve. On mine it was ending up massively extreme, so it wouldn't fit onto the corset. I was trying to do it for an underbust, which may not have helped, but anyway, that's by the by. You can see I've got it cut out in this, it's the fancy patterned cotillo. Quite nice. It looks more 1930s than 1880s to me, but it was cotillo that I didn't think I was going to use. Thought I'd rather make my mock-up, so I've cut it out with like 1-inch seam allowances, so I'd rather make a mock-up of this, which I'm going to actually turn into my wedding corset, from something that's going to give an accurate shape and something I can actually keep, so hence it being cotillo and hence it having massive seam allowances. I'm going to show you quickly what I've done because I don't know if you've read any of my other posts, but I've kind of, or it's kind of obvious if you've seen any of the work I have on me, I've got quite an extreme figure, so even giving like a 4-inch reduction on me looks like quite extreme because my natural figure looks like what some people do with a corset on. So that means that this corset fits me at the waist without any adjustment, which is very handy as that's the bit I'm struggling with, but the bust is slightly too small and the hips are drastically too small. So this is what I've done to the pattern. You can see on top is the original and underneath is the alterations I've made, which becomes apparent when I get a bit closer. So I have made it slightly like 1 inch higher at the bust. It's kind of therefore an over bust, not a mid bust. It's still something I would wear something underneath, but I didn't want it to be at nipple height because I find that quite irritating and it chafes. So I've added a little bit to the top of the first panel, that's the only alteration I made. The second panel I've added a little bit to the bust, also brought it up higher. Didn't do anything because it ends here. My theory was, anyway, because I've not got long left on this, that as long as I kept between the dotted lines, which mark where the panel's going on the pattern, the same, it would mean that the belt bit didn't have to change, or the horizontal pattern, which is what I was having trouble with. So all the alterations I've made, like you can see the hips there's quite a lot added there, there, and I've added some at the back as well. But it does stop at that line on all of them. So there is, between the two lines, no adjustments. I'm not by any means an expert at this kind of thing, but I'm hoping that's going to have sorted it out so it's a nicer shape and fits me. And I will keep you updated with how that goes.